On the night of Thursday, May 6th, when a disastrous series of tornadoes struck at Minneapolis-St. Paul, WCCO Radio's first official warning to the public came at the end of the popular 5:35 to 6 p.m. Howard Viken program.
That was Dear Heart by the Johnny Man Singers. Kind of winds up the VIP show for this Thursday evening. I'm sorry we didn't have much music as we usually do because of the severe weather forecasts and all. Lowell Thomas will be here in just a moment. It's now 68 degrees in the Twin Cities at 6 o'clock, Nash's Coffee Time. When you're in a hurry, use the ultimate in instant coffee. Nash's Instant Coffee, now available at Lund stores. Just a minute. We have more late weather information from the WCCO Radio News Bureau.
We interrupt this program to bring you the following severe weather bulletin.
The United States Weather Bureau tornado forecast for a portion of extreme north-central Iowa, most of southwest, south-central, and portions of eastern Minnesota, and a portion of northwest and west-central Wisconsin. Scattered severe thunderstorms with large hail, locally damaging winds, and the possibility of an isolated tornado are expected to occur this Thursday evening from 6 p.m. Central Standard Time until 10 p.m. Central Standard Time within an area along and 60 miles either side of a line from 30 miles northwest of Spencer, Iowa to 40 miles east of Grantsburg, Wisconsin. In Minnesota, this includes an area southeast of a line from Hendricks on the Minnesota-South Dakota border, northeastward to 20 miles southwest of Duluth, and north of a line from Austin to 20 miles northwest of Winona. I'll repeat this. In Minnesota, this includes an area southeast of a line from Hendricks on the Minnesota-South Dakota border, northeastward to 20 miles southwest of Duluth, and north of a line from Austin to 20 miles northwest of Winona. This area includes the Twin Cities and vicinity. This area includes the Twin Cities and vicinity. Time now is 1.5 minutes past 6. Lowell Thomas is next.
Approximately 1/2 hour later, Dick Chapman was on duty at WCCO Radio, and here's what listeners heard.
We interrupt this program to bring you an official tornado warning from the U.S. Weather Bureau. Broadcast of this official tornado warning will follow in just 30 seconds here on WCCO Radio. Please stand by. Official tornado warning.
The Twin Cities Weather Bureau has just received the report of a tornado threatening to move into the metropolitan Twin Cities area. We are activating the Civil Defense Take Cover Warning Siren. Details as to the location and expected movement of this tornado will be sent over WCCO Radio in just moments. Repeating, the Twin City Weather Bureau has received the report of a tornado threatening to move into the metropolitan Twin Cities area. We have activated the Civil Defense Take Cover Warning Siren. Details coming momentarily.
Knowing what to do in a tornado can save many lives, including your own. If you are in the path of a tornado, you'll be safest in a concrete or brick building.
This is the first cut of highlights of the WCCO Radio tornado coverage on the evening of May 6th, 1965. This first excerpt occurred at about 7:19 p.m. We had a gentleman from Excelsior on the telephone at the time reporting in the activity he was watching at the time.
Right, now, let me say this, sir. We don't want you to endanger yourself in any way, but we want you to continue describing this thing for us so that we can keep our eye on it by our radio, if you know what I mean.
Yes, I can understand.
Okay.
We're in at this point where I am located. We're in absolutely no danger whatsoever. I'm calling from an area approximately 3/4 of a mile east of Highway 101 and about a mile south of Highway 7, right near Glen Lake.
All right, very good.
I'm looking at this thing now, excuse me a moment, but I would say that it is approximately due southwest of me at the moment.
We have another party on the line, too, Dick.
Yes, you hang on, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Hello?
Hello, this is Pat McDonald.
Yes, and where are you?
I live on 101, just south of Chanhassen.
Uh-huh, and you said you sighted a second tornado?
Yes, we can hear it and we can see it.
What direction from you is that now?
It's north, it's directly north of us now. A little northwest.
And you said the first one went right by you?
The first one went right off the edge of Lotus Lake, just northwest of Lotus Lake from us. And we heard that one and saw it and took pictures of the houses and the roofs flying.
How long ago was that, sir?
This was approximately 45 minutes ago.
And this funnel you're watching now is a new one, is that right?
This is a new one. It's a new one. We heard it first, now we can see it. Moving toward Excelsior, I would say.
Toward Excelsior?
I would guess, yes.
Yeah.
It's moving directly toward Excelsior at maybe 5-10 miles an hour.
Is it doing much what we call moving back and forth?
No, it isn't.
It seems to...
From our direction, it's been moving steadily toward in one direction.
Uh-huh. All right. How about our other man? Is he still with us here?
Yes, still here.
I think that's probably the same funnel, isn't it,
It sounds like exactly the same one, and from my angle, it's more or less going parallel by me, and I can't see any back or forth movement from here.
All right, you two fellas, bail me out now. I have a report from the Twin Cities radar operation that Flying Cloud Airport reports a tornado funnel 15 miles west of town, moving northeast. Now,
that would be it, I'm sure.
It's the same one.
Yes, I'm sure it is.
All right, I think we better just keep you two gentlemen on the line, and thank you immensely, because we'll try to keep this baby in sight. Who knows how many people we might be able to warn out of the way.
Right.
Now, again, let's, as best we can, pinpoint the actual location of the funnel. First, the gentleman in Chanhassen.
Yes.
Go ahead. Where do you think you'd place it right now?
I would place it on the fringe areas of Excelsior, just a bit west of Excelsior.
All right.
Coming directly a little north of Excelsior.
I hope the people in Excelsior who may be listening now have taken cover, and that would mean in their basements, if at all possible. If they're caught out in the open, I dare say any dry, low area or dry ditch then can be located. Stay away from power lines, and possibly stay away from the edges of buildings. Charlie?
We have this report. We know a tornado has swept through Chanhassen, Minnesota, and 25 miles west of Minneapolis and St. Paul, flattening several houses, causing considerable damage. The Carver County Sheriff's Office said it has no reports of any injuries in Chanhassen as yet. And this is confirming all the reports that we're getting now and that we have had.
All right, very
from
good.
the various agencies. The funnel of Chanhassen swept right through town, damaging the Frontier Lumber Company, large furniture and hardware stores, and a shopping center. Part of the roof of Jerry's mileage station was blown off. A portion of the roof of the Riviera Club, a private club, was also blown away. 2 housing additions were hit, where several houses reportedly suffered severe damage, and electric power is out. A funnel hit at Glencoe, Minnesota, and then continued on near Lester Prairie.
Okay. Now, gentlemen, can you still see that funnel?
Yes.
All right. Who was that that said yes?
This is Glen Lake. From Chanhassen, it's just kind of disappearing out of sight toward the northeast.
Okay.
And from Glen Lake, I would say it's exactly due west.
Let me put this in. There's now this report from Twin Cities Radar showing a strong cell over northern Minneapolis suburbs moving northeastward. This is this is not what we're talking about with you fellas, is that right?
No, this would be different.
No, the northern Minneapolis suburbs reports a strong cell showing on radar, and no hook is apparent. Now, when they speak of a hook, they mean the indication of a funnel. That doesn't mean that we couldn't have some high winds in North Minneapolis, so those people should stand advised. Can you still see the funnel?
From Chanhassen, no. It seems to be breaking up now.
Seems to be breaking up.
Okay.
Right. How about Glen Lake there?
That was me.
Yeah.
From here, it seems to be breaking up. It's looks more like a heavy rainstorm at the moment from
In
here.
other words, yeah, I see. The funnel seems to have dissipated there.
We have other reports coming in.
This next cut on our WCCO Radio highlights tape came at about 7:25 p.m. Thursday night, and it contains the voice report by Robert Clark from Fridley, the man we believe who was killed by a later tornado.
We've got a report right now, passed through Fridley. Go ahead, sir.
Go ahead.
This is Robert Clark in Fridley. The funnel touched down at the Fridley Junior High School and tore the roof off the gymnasium and blew in the east side of the building, but no one was hurt. I just came from there, and none of the children assembled for the spring carnival were injured. All the children were laying down on the floor in the building, and no one was injured.
Very good. I say very good in that no one was injured.
Yes.
You say, was the funnel actually visible?
It was. I was in a car outside the gym. It blew all the windows out of one side of my car. It was approximately 60 feet over my head.
Were you hurt, sir?
No, I was laying on the floor of the car, and all the glass blew across me.
All right, very good. And none of the kids were hurt in school?
No one in the school was injured.
About how many were there?
I don't know. It must have been over 100.
Gee, that's good news that it went by then.
So the carnival will be called off because the windows are out of the building and the power's off. There's no power here in this area of Fridley either.
Righto. Now let me indicate here with our latest report from the Twin Cities Weather Bureau why we're getting so many reports from all over. It's because there may be as many as 5 funnels in the Twin City area right now. 3 apparent tornado cells shown on Twin Cities radar about 20 to 30 miles due west of the Twin Cities airport. This is the latest report. And 2 cells apparent 15 to 20 miles north of the Twin Cities airport. That's a total of 5 cells showing on radar, not necessarily 5 funnels, but the possibility of 5 twisters. 3 of those are 20 to 30 miles due west of the Twin Cities airport. Due west of the Twin Cities airport. Now, we know one for sure was a funnel because of the 2 gentlemen we had on the phone from Glen Lake and Chanhassen. 2 other cells are apparent 15 to 20 miles north of the Twin Cities airport, and perhaps that's why we just got the call from Fridley, where the damage was reported.
Now have a gentleman from Brooklyn Center. You saw the funnel, sir?
Yes, we did.
Yes.
We're here in Brooklyn Center. We're looking towards the east of us here.
Hello.
And we saw the 2 clouds form together.
You see Earth.
They came down. First, they're going back and forth, and then they emerged together.
I
and
see.
It hit.
All right. Could you see an actual funnel, sir, a twister, as they call it?
Yes, we did.
And
yes, we did.
could you see any apparent damage on the ground?
No, we couldn't, because this is the one that actually hit, like the fellow before me here, it hit in Fridley.
I see. Uh-huh.
This is the one we saw.
Now, was there heavy rains along with it?
No, we had heavy hail here. They're even larger than golf balls.
I see. And again, now your location is where?
In Brooklyn Center.
Whereabouts in Brooklyn
In
Center?
the northwest part.
Northwest part of Brooklyn Center. All right, sir. Thank you for calling.
You bet.
3 apparent tornado cells have shown in just the past few minutes on Twin Cities radar about 20 to 30 miles due west of the Twin Cities, and 2 other cells are apparent on radar about 50 to 20 miles north of the Twin Cities airport, which would give you 5 possible funnels bracketing the Minneapolis and suburban area.
In the midst of all the live reports, Dick Chapman, at about 7:37 p.m., an hour after the red alert or so, tried to review the present situation, was handed another item, and then did some of his own advising to an area of some 2.5 million people.
Let me do a kind of a quick wrap-up here. Well, before I do that, something has just been handed me. Twin Cities radar indicates a hook echo now, indicating the strong possibility of a tornado over Lake Minnetonka, just south of Wayzata, moving towards Wayzata. We've already had reports from people in those areas who actually watched the funnel and talked to us live on the air. So it's so difficult to keep up with so many funnels at one time. The immediate Twin City area, from my standpoint, should be under cover at the moment, or at least ready to take cover at the moment. There is a tornado alert now over all of western and northern suburbs of the Twin Cities. all the western and northern suburbs of the Twin Cities. Stay tuned to your radio, for heaven's sakes, because we can keep in touch with the actual sightings of the funnels faster than you can, but don't take your actual cover until you're advised to do so or until you can actually see the tornado funnel in your immediate vicinity.
At 7:41 p.m. on Thursday night, again a little over an hour after the sirens had sounded, Dick Chapman reasoned with his listeners, and then he and Charlie Boone attempted to be of greater service by telling what a tornado looks like. Also, Dick Chapman read across the map of communities attempting to warn certain areas more specifically.
I know that it sounds confusing to you to hear reports from the Wayzata area, from the Lake Minnetonka area, from Midway and Ramsey County, all reporting tornado funnels, but we've now determined that there's more than one, and perhaps as many as 5, in the immediate Twin City area. That's why the Twin City Weather Bureau has issued an actual tornado alert over all western and northern suburbs of the Twin Cities. All western and northern suburbs of the Twin Cities. Apparently the one that we had 2 visual sightings of over the Midway area in St. Paul is moving northward. In other words, away from St. Paul proper, moving towards the northern suburbs of the Twin Cities. I dare say that such communities as White Bear, New Brighton, Arden Hills, perhaps Lexington, Bel Air, Willerny, Bald Eagle, those particular areas, Circle Pines, Coon Rapids, Brooklyn Center, Brooklyn Park, Osseo, and, of course, all of the suburbs around the Twin Cities on the west, Crystal, Robbinsdale, New Hope, Long Lake, Maple Plain, the actual entire Minnetonka area itself should remain ready to take cover on a moment's notice. Coon Rapids Civil Defense volunteers at Coon Rapids are needed as soon as possible. The police department has just called. Is that it?
They would like them at the Coon Rapids Police Department to meet there, those that can get away and those that are monitoring right now, all Coon Rapids Civil Defense volunteers to help in another situation.
The following came at 7:46 p.m.
Here's a bulletin just in from the Twin Cities Weather Bureau radar showing an intense hook echo, a definite tornado between Cologne and Carver, moving toward Victoria. All residents in the area are warned to take cover. Let me repeat that, please. And if you will, get up our honkers here, boys, because we need this one to be heard by everybody. A definite tornado. Weather Bureau radar showing an intense hook and a definite tornado between Cologne and Carver, moving toward Victoria. All residents in that area are warned now to take cover. Now, that is southwest of the Twin Cities.
7:47 p.m. WCCO Radio newsman John Walker reports in from Wayzata, west of the Twin Cities, and then a citizen calls from 1.5 miles north of John. Finally, a highway patrolman reports from further up the line, and Dick Chapman is able to warn still more communities.
I'm in Wayzata, Charlie. I'm out on County Road 15, where earlier they experienced tidal waves, and I've just come through the tornado itself. I was in the Browns Bay Boatworks inspecting the damage when we heard your alert that another one was located south of Wayzata. We were a little bit west of Wayzata, and I crawled under the desk of the manager, and I had the phone on ready to start to call you when we lost the line. So we, along with the boat manager Merle Halverson, he climbed up in one of the boats on the show floor and hid in the cabin. I crawled under the knee-hole desk with the telephone, hoping to establish contact. And first there was a silence, and then the noise, the winds began to pick up quite a bit, and then we started hearing shattering glass as the plate glass windows in the front of the boatworks went out. And quite fortunately, I was glad there was that steel-top desk around me. We stayed underneath the desk for a few moments, and then when it appeared that it had gone by, then we began to rather sheepishly crawl out and look around to see what has been damaged. At the bulwarks here, which is the closest damage I've been able to survey so far, several boats have been turned off their cradles, and other similar damage, trees and debris across the highway. But the perhaps one of the most unusual things about this is that you know it's coming, and then you sit and actually live right through it.
John, we have another call on the other line. You say you have sighted a tornado, Ed?
Yes, and we were down in our basement. The twister went over.
About a minute and a half ago.
Yes.
We can add Hamill to our take cover area right now.
Yes, you should.
All right. Was there any damage to your house, sir?
Yes.
Well, before we get too carried away, I think now that I've been watching a map as we talk here, and it sounds to me like we're speaking of two funnels now. One that just left the Minnetonka area, headed straight north, perhaps in the vicinity of Hamel at the moment, and another one that you gentlemen don't know about, which may be coming your way again. And it's between Cologne and Carver about 4 or 5 minutes ago, heading towards northeast. That would be towards the Minnetonka area. Perhaps it's in the Chaska or Chanhassen area now.
Charlie? We have a report from Sheriff in... where are you, sir? You want to give us your...
101. It just went through going north.
Going north?
About 2 minutes ago.
And give that location again?
County Road 6 and State Highway 101, about a mile north of Wayzata.
Okay, and do you see any damage at all?
No, sir, we do not. There was quite a bit of fire from power lines in the sky. However, we did not see it touch down. It just was a funnel, stayed approximately 400 to 500 feet in the air, and moved in a northerly direction. Very high wind.
That more or less puts it on a line towards Maple Grove and Anoka, is that right?
10-4.
All right, 10-4, yes. That's, you can't see anything actual now. You can't see the funnel itself.
Not at the present time, no. Before, all we could see it was during periods of lightning.
I see. All right, sir. Thank you very much. And any further information you get, be sure and call us.
Okay, sir, will do.
Right. All right, that's the same one that went past John Walker on Browns Bay, not Browns Bay, but on the north end of Minnetonka there. Also, the gentleman that called in north of Wayzata on 101, and now we've got the report of it a little farther north of Wayzata. I'm looking at a map that puts it in the vicinity of perhaps dead even with Hamel, but not as far west as Hamel.
At 8:05 p.m. on that Thursday night, we got a personal scare here at the WCCO Radio studios. We realized the track of the tornado seemed to be from southwest to northeast. And then came this word on a tornado to the southwest from the downtown area.
Who reported a funnel over Southdale? Do you know? Gentlemen?
Hello?
Hello? Reported by police. Hang on just a minute, Charlie. Police report a funnel now over Southdale, Minnesota, which would be in the vicinity of suburban Edina. A funnel reported by police now over Southdale, in the vicinity of Bloomington and Edina. That'd be 94th and Normandale. Do you still have that person on the line?
Yes, we have a gentleman that was moving northwest.
All right,
Which way is it moving?
We have a gentleman, Hopkins, right now.
Go ahead, sir.
Go ahead.
Hello?
Yes, go ahead.
This is, I'm in Hopkins here.
Can you see the funnel?
Yes.
All right, where is it?
Towards Edina. It's over Hopkins here, moving southeast.
All right, is it touching the ground?
Northeast south.
Uh-huh. Is it touching the ground?
Is it touching the ground? No, it isn't.
Can you tell how high in the air it is?
We're just taking a look now.
All right. Okay, is it possible to move your phone towards the window, sir?
See here. Not the window where it's at.
Want to emphasize...
It's still pretty high in the air, they say.
All right. It shows no inclination to dip or what have you.
Okay.
Bear with us here as we get things straightened out.
Is it showing any dip? It's right above our house, they say, and it's pretty well staying in the sky. It's heading towards Minneapolis now, I guess. My dad just said it's now heading towards Minneapolis.
All right. You say it's above your house?
Yes.
You're not in any danger there, are you?
I'm shaking like a leaf right now.
Well, no, I mean, I don't want you to stay on the phone with us if it means that you have to keep yourself exposed.
We're down in the basement now.
Oh, you're in the basement now. Very good. All right. It's a good place to be, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
That's where everyone should be right now.
Yeah.
This is the second tornado we've seen, when we first saw it.
You mean the second tonight?
It's moving faster to Minneapolis, my dad is saying right now.
Moving towards Minneapolis at the moment?
Yes.
From Hopkins?
Yes.
We have a report right now of sighting over Southdale. Go ahead, sir.
Hello?
Yes, go ahead. You're on.
Yes, I can see the funnel coming over Southdale now. It's moving in an easterly direction right between Crosstown Highway 62 and about the 494 freeway.
All right, I know exactly where that is. That's in suburban Edina, is that right?
Yes, right off of about between 66th and 78th and France.
Now, I think this funnel is the same one we were just talking to a gentleman about in Hopkins. Is it touching the ground?
No, it's staying quite high in the sky right now. The funnel is up quite high, and the tail is draping on a diagonal across the sky, but is not touching the ground at all.
Is the tail moving back and forth?
It doesn't appear to be, no.
Are you inside, sir?
Yes, I'm inside my house now.
All right. Can you experience much wind where you are right there?
Yes, the wind is picking up quite a bit, and so is the rain.
All right. Are you in a safe location there?
Not at the moment. I plan to go there shortly.
Well, I don't want to keep you on the phone if you're not safe, sir, but we try to keep talking to those people who can actually see the funnel. It may mean life or death to some other people.
I understand. I'm all right at the present time.
So anytime you want to clear out, you let us know and go. Is that all right?
I sure will.
What is your name, sir?
My name is John Eben.
Very good. And your address?
6335 Peacedale Avenue.
All right.
That doesn't mean much to us, but I assume that's in Edina.
Yes, right on the 62nd Crosstown Freeway.
Here's a report from WCCO Radio News.
Yes.
We just had a report from the police that 2 minutes ago, a tornado funnel was in the air in the 6800 block and 10th, moving toward Lake Nokomis.
8:39 p.m., a funnel passes over the downtown Minneapolis area, and one of the most destructive tornadoes of the night is spotted by a WCCO radio listener.
This is Charlie Boone and Dick Chaffman speaking from WCCO's what was our flood service center and has suddenly, unfortunately, been turned into a tornado service reporting center. Charlie,
That sure there was actually a tornado.
But you did see what might have been.
Yeah, it appeared to be.
Where was this moving down Franklin Avenue?
Yeah, roughly speaking. I think you had a call about 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, from Loring Park area.
Right.
Place, yeah.
Right, and I think that confirms that one.
But it didn't touch down or anything that you know
No,
of.
it could have been at least 500 or 600 feet in the air.
Yeah, very good. That was the rumble that he heard, probably.
Apparently.
Yes, thank you for calling.
Sure thing.
Mm-hmm.
did he say that he saw this thing, but he's not at all sure that it was a tornado?
He's not positive it was a tornado. It looked and sounded like it was very strong turbulence, yes.
Uh-oh, the lights are blinking. I hope we're all right. Must be. Repeating that we know of damage in the Minnetonka area and also in the Coon Rapids.
We have one sighted right now, Dick. Hello?
Yes, we see one now. It's out over the Fridley area, and it's dipping up and down.
Where are you located?
We're in Columbia Heights.
You're in Columbia Heights?
Yes, and it looks...
Is it touching the ground?
It's heading northeasterly.
Is it touching the ground at all?
It's not touching the ground, is it? It's pretty close. It's dipping up and down.
Uh-huh. Moving back and forth?
Is it moving back and forth? Yes. And it's going up now, and then it's coming down again, and it's different colors, green and pink and silver. And
that's in the light of the lightning, of course.
Yes.
Just where in Columbia Heights are you?
We are on 46th and Johnson Street. We're just a few blocks off of Central and 46th.
Mm-hmm. And when you look towards it, are you looking exactly northeast, or...
Are we looking exactly northeast? Northwest.
Northwest, I see.
And it's heading northeast.
Heading northeast. That would put it directly north of the Twin Cities.
Yes, and it's a real big one. We saw it forming. We saw the clouds going together, and it kept getting bigger and bigger.
And let me ask you this: is it trailing backwards away from its direction of movement?
Is it trailing backwards away from its direction of movement, or? He says, all I know is it's getting bigger, and it looks like it's coming this way.
Who's that you're talking to?
My husband.
Uh-huh. All right.
Are you in a safe...
heading northeast, he says.
I trust you're in a safe place.
Yes, we're in our basement.
Very good.
Okay.
It's getting real windy here now, and it's starting to rain.
All right. Let's kind of stay with us for a minute, Charlie.
All right. Could we hold you? Just hang on, and I'll put you on hold. So we can take another call.
Now, let me ask you one more thing, though, just for a moment. How far from you would you say it is?
How far from us would you say it is? He's looking now. Maybe a mile or 2 miles from us. The wind is really picking up, more and more, and it's going real fast.
It's right across Highway 65 north of you there, more or less. Okay, between perhaps Spring Lake Park and Circle Pines. Very good, ma'am. If you'll hang on in our hold line, we'll move to another call.
Okay.
Thank you for calling.
Mm-hmm.
This next report came at 8:54 and 30 seconds. It's following what we imagine is the North Minneapolis and Fridley activity. 6 minutes after a twister goes over a neighborhood, this woman reports through rather quickly from 50th and Aldrich North.
Went through here.
You saw it?
Yeah, I couldn't see it. It just got dark, and it it hit just real suddenly. I was looking out, and it got funny and dark, and it just hit.
Where are you?
I'm on 50th and Aldrich North.
50th and Aldrich North.
Yeah.
Do you see damage?
Oh, yes, there is awnings and windows broken, and I've got 3 big evergreens on my yard here, and they're all uprooted. And even our lawn fence is picked up and broken.
So it looked to you like it was a funnel which did touch the ground.
It must have been something that touched the ground here. It hit just real fast. It started blowing down, but we ran for the basement, and it hit in about a second, and it hit.
When did you say this happened?
About 6 minutes ago.
6 minutes ago.
About 5 minutes ago.
50th and Aldrich is where? Is that in Columbia Heights?
No, it's still in Minneapolis.
You're still in Minneapolis.
That's Minneapolis.
I see. Well, this must be the one that the folks from the Midway area reported. We're just trying to keep tabs on it. It's gone now, though. That's right.
It's gone now. It's almost still now. It's right north of Camden.
Right north of Camden, that North Minneapolis.
North Minneapolis, right north of Camden.
And put it actually almost in the next suburb, which is Brooklyn Center there. But
that's right.
You can't see it touching the ground or anything.
No, we couldn't see nothing. It just hit real fast. I looked out, and we went for the basement because it looked kind of dark.
Right. How did your house stand up?
Well, the roof is all off, and the windows are broke here, and all the roofs are off in the whole neighborhood.
You mean
here.
the roofs are off, or
Not
the shingles?
The shingles.
The shingles are off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's laying insulation around it from some places. It's torn into the roofs from some places. I don't know where it's come from.
Yeah.
But windows are broke, and doors are tore off. And
Well, we appreciate your calling us.
Very
okay.
good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Actually, there's not much sense in differentiating between an actual funnel and a high windstorm because they both cause damage.
They sure do.
And I'm sure that we have had a few people reporting funnels tonight, which were actually nothing more than severe squall lines. They can be equally damaging, that's for sure. Apparently there is wind and turbulence now, not necessarily funnels, but severe activity right now in the vicinity of Highway 65 and 100 on the north end of the Twin City, central section of the Twin City area.
Report from New Brighton indicates that about 3 or 4 minutes ago
that would be it, 65 and 100.
Went through that area.
So those folks, stay alert and stay close to cover, if not under cover. Here you are, Dick. All right. The Weather Bureau radar at 8:45, that's about 13 minutes ago, shows a broken line of thunderstorms now, many of which are heavy, extending from northwest of Duluth, southward over the Twin Cities, and then southwestward to the Iowa border. Average width of this line is about 30 to 40 miles, moving very slowly eastward. No hook echoes are apparent on radar at present, indicating some lessening of activity. However, all counties surrounding the Twin Cities should still remain alert to possible severe thunderstorms or possible additional tornado activity until further notice. That's good and bad news in a way. At least the hooks, the little telltale giveaway of a possible funnel, are off of the radar screen at the moment, but there's still a long string of severe thunderstorms stretching through the Twin Cities, both north and south.
Dick, I have a gentleman on the line who is in South Minneapolis who can see, has a vantage point that he can see in the north. There is a funnel still over in that area. What area of the city do you think it might be?
It is in the New Brighton area.
That's the one we just had a report passing through the New Brighton area.
Yes, sir. And there is also another finger hanging down that is further east of the big finger.
East of New Brighton.
Yes, sir.
Could be more than one, yes.
There seems to looks like 2 fingers hanging down.
Very good. Thank you for that report.
My pleasure.
You betcha. Well, we got to keep our eye on that one, and then people should remain advised north and northwest of the Twin Cities. We have either funnels and or turbulence moving that way and in that vicinity, and now Rob Brown tells me that there's reports of ground damage coming in already from North Minneapolis and the suburbs directly north of Minneapolis. Our last report about 2 to 3 minutes ago said in the vicinity of Highway 65 and 100, moving northeastward at that time. That would be such locations as Fridley and Arden Hills, at least close to those areas.
We have a gentleman at 152, Highway 100. That's the belt line on Highway 52.
Right.
And he was watching a funnel.
Robbinsdale.
That's right, Robbinsdale area. A funnel forming which was going toward the Coon Rapids area.
That's right.
And do you see it now?
No, we saw it about 2 minutes ago.
What did it do? Dissipate into the air or what?
No,